Hey guys, Taylor here with Hope Public Adjusters. We recently asked you guys if you would be interested in learning a little bit more about core extraction and core test sampling, more specifically with commercial roof systems. So we went ahead and put together this quick video covering the importance of core extraction, what it is, and what it entails for those of you that aren't super familiar. So just starting out, what is core sampling and what is a core standard test? They're used to extract core samples from multi-layer roof systems, flat roof systems where low sloping. These layers are cut through and removed to examine a sample of the existing roof system. So here we have a photo of the extraction tool itself. This is a standard core extraction tool. Here is where the sample was taken from. So you can see we actually cut through the membrane into the substrate, and then this is the core sample itself. So this was a large loss project we had where they had sustained damages to the roof system from storm damage that had actually ended up leading to interior damages. So we were testing for moisture within the system as well as determining the composition of the roof system. So that is leading us into core extraction uses, which we've kind of already touched on, but the first being testing for moisture retention and the extent. So performing a core extraction is really useful for determining if there's moisture within the substrate. You're not going to be able to necessarily determine that just by performing a moisture reading with a moisture meter. So performing this invasive test will allow you to determine if there's moisture within the substrate, how much moisture is in there, and the level of saturation. It's also going to be important for determining the roof composition. So if you are needing to perform repairs or replacements, determining that composition is going to be really important ultimately in building out your estimate in performing those repairs or that replacement, as well as just assessing the layers of the roof system. So this is going to tie into roof slope identification. So it might not be the same thickness throughout, it might be tapered off. So really determining the layers within that system is going to be important. Again, tying back into ultimately repairing or replacing a system and determining these aspects beforehand. So again, just really taking the technical approach here and taking the time to be thorough with your investigation and your inspection. So thoroughly assessing the extent of the damages. Not every claim, not every project you're going to need to perform this type of invasive testing. Sometimes performing or just using a moisture meter to determine if there's moisture can be used, and you don't necessarily need to do this type of invasive testing. But for those projects that you do, that the extent of the damages are more severe, this form of testing is going to be really useful and really helpful, as well as just the confirmation of moisture retention. So if there has been significant damages, and just taking the extra measure, taking that extra step to perform that type of invasive testing and determining not only is there moisture there, but the extent of the moisture throughout the system, and is this going to lead to further damages from ensuing to interior damages. And then ultimately all that tying together just to accurately scope the loss. So this is going to help you in building out your estimate and accurately accounting for everything, whether that's going to lead to just a repair or a full replacement, helping you determine that by performing this type of test. If you want to learn more about core extraction itself, especially with commercial roof systems or other testings that we've performed that are useful, reach out to our team.